her saying that I'm a dwarf.
What are they called? What are they called?
Okay, you ready?
What are they called?
No.
Rapidly
so
freeing
slow,
rope.
I'm just watching you guys sit in bed and make a podcast.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, other
We're
people...
recording, Tay.
Are you recording now? Mm-hmm. Oh. Hi, guys.
So,
Video.
welcome to the pod. Lucy, you're gonna mess.
This is the end of a very long week, and actually, it's not even the end.
It's Wednesday.
Oh.
Welcome to the pod.
Oh dear.
Today we are briefly sitting in this very bright sun. Lucy, can you not, girl? Oh,
This is what life is like, though, really, sometimes. You know, you do it even when you don't feel like doing it.
yes, and that is our MO, is
Just
showing
keep showing up.
Boom. So today on the podcast, we're just talking about imposter syndrome and how it may come. Can you just make sure her leg doesn't doop-a-doop-a-doop?
She's
How
mean.
it may partially come from the media. Because we were talking about how you were so funny. Look at you. There's a dog, for those of you who are listening to the podcast. There's a dog. Spread eagle in Kate's lap. So when you're watching the media, right? When we're watching movies, we're used to things are going too well. Something's super bad has to happen now. That's how plots go for like.
But they also give us unrealistic expectations of what love should be like. And as a result of that, we have this fantasy built up in our heads. And when people, real normal people, fail to meet these fantastical expectations, we become resentful because we are let down by something that isn't even real.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of journaling and working on, and especially if you're an anxious attachment type, that is our MO, is that we build people up in our minds and create this pretty little version of them. And so then we're disappointed every time when we find out, oh my gosh, they're human. By golly.
We idealize them.
Yeah. So the goal is to recognize two things. That number one, just because bad things happen in the movies every time everything is going well doesn't mean something bad is going to happen just because your life is going well. And number two, you lower your expectations. And I never thought I would say that because that's not something I say. I'm big on raise the bar, make sure you have standards, this and that.
No, but I think you can raise the bar. You can have standards, but
Simultaneously.
expectations are just premeditated resentments waiting to happen,
Yeah.
So, shush. So, he
agrees.
So, don't have an expectation, but have a standard.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that maybe the difference lies in, like, standards are who someone is, and expectations are this, what would you call it, this view of perfection that's just kind of very unrealistic and movie-like in a lot of ways, wanting people to just read our minds and magically show up at the, like, communication is a thing, and that needs to happen in order for someone to know what you need. And we look at, these fairy tale happy ever after movie endings, and it's like, well, we didn't get to see, first of all, there's the big moment, but you never see what happens after the happily ever after, right? The reality would hit, and so they never show that part because that takes work, that takes communication, that takes, are you gonna let me pet you, or are you gonna, I never know. Oh, I never know with this one. He's like, I want love. He's kind of like an anxious attached person, this chihuahua.
He's just a grumpy old man.
He's like, I want your attention, but then if you give it to him, he bites you. It's kind of, and then you have her that she's just like, just love me. She's definitely a pleaser.
She's a pleaser.
She's a pleaser.
Like my mom.
Love her. I just love her. I love a pleaser. Yes, I do. Thank you so much. But yeah, so lower your expectations to make them realistic. Not lower your expectations for what to find in a person. Keep those high. Keep that bar high, right? Like, keep your
Yeah.
standards high, but lower your expectations for how you expect a person to operate, because this isn't a fairy tale. It's real life, and it's even more beautiful than a fairy tale when real communication, real connection happens. And that's one thing that actually happens with people that overly romanticize. You actually gyp yourself of real human connection because you're so invested in this fairy tale land. So you actually miss out on what could be really real and beautiful because you're too busy obsessing over something that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Kate is like, I'm ready to go to bed. Realistic expectations that Kate made it 5 minutes, and that's huge. So we're going to give her...
Look, I think the reality though is some days I'm showing up, but I might not have a lot of value to add to a conversation. And okay, I talk a lot about this, but right now I just feel like
You always have value to
my
add.
work here is done.
Okay. And that's okay. Your existence adds value, doesn't it, guys? Anyways,
Thank you.
Thanks for listening or watching. We love you. Follow, like, subscribe. You know the drill.
You know the drill. Ask us the questions.
Yeah. All the
Just
questions.
all the questions, the hard ones,
The uncomfortable
the
ones.
uncomfy ones. We love those. We love those. Ask us some uncomfortable questions.
Yeah.
Let's get in the hot seat a bit here.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's get into
I'm
it.
down. Down to clown.
Down to clown. Ciao.
Bye.
See you now.